I do not want to talk about this game, but we do talk about every game. So, I'll hold my breath, hold my nose. Every single week that we have to talk about the Jets, it's a bit depressing. I can't believe we are making it to week 7 and Adam Gase still has his job when we've seen, Bill O'Brien and Dan Quinn both lose their jobs, and then immediately their teams turn around and are performing well. Maybe they're just letting Adam Gase stick around so that way they can secure that 101 spot and get Trevor Lawrence. I guess that's all we can really hope for at this point, just observing from the outside in. But as long as Adam Gase continues to be in charge, we are not excited by really anything that the Jets are putting out. And then playing the Bills. Bills coming off of a 2-game loss streak here after losing to the Titans and to the Chiefs. They're definitely going to be hunting for blood, trying to get back into this and avoid the Dolphins taking over the lead in the East. So this should be a bloodbath for the Buffalo Bills. 45-point over-under, and the Bills are favored to win this one by 13, and arguably that might not be enough. The Bills haven't been that good on defense, which has actually been a little bit surprising. They have been better at slowing down in the past couple weeks, or at least last week they really did slow down Tyreek Hill with Tre'Davious White coming back. That should help their receiver defense here. So I think this is a little bit skewed just based on some of the injuries. So I think their defense is a little better than advertised, whereas the Jets, they've been average, but other teams haven't really needed to put up a lot of points against them because they haven't done anything to stay in the game. So I think that's less of their defense being good and more of their offense just being terrible. So on the players we're starting this week, Josh Allen had a really good week against the Jets in week 1, looking for him to have another good game this week. Devin Singletary playing against the Jets' run defense is really bad. I know Devin Singletary has been disappointing the past couple weeks, but in winning games, we saw Devin Singletary in week 3 and 4 come out and have a pretty good performance. Look for him to bounce back this week. Stefon Diggs has been arguably the best value of the draft this year, and you're starting him every week until further notice. And the Bills defense are the number 1 defense to start in fantasy on the week. Now, John Brown, I hope they sit him. They need to sit him and just let him get healthy because he's been hobbled for the past couple weeks, and this team hasn't looked the same on offense with John Brown hobbled. Stefon Diggs definitely still getting it done, but without that secondary deep threat, they haven't been able to maneuver around opposing secondaries nearly as well. So if John Brown sits, I think you could definitely talk me into playing either Beasley or Davis here, but if John Brown plays, it's kind of getting really messy there with not knowing how healthy Brown is going to be. If we knew that Brown was going to be healthy, he would definitely be a starter. But if Brown isn't there, either Beasley or Davis is going to have a good game. Just kind of hard to predict who it's one. At this point, I'm kind of just trying to lay low, let the situation kind of work itself out. But we'll play Diggs, of course. And then we'll see if Dawson Knox is back this week, but probably not going to be throwing either of those guys out there. They only really had one good week up to this point. And then the backup running backs, Zach Moss has been a massive disappointment up to this point. TJ Yeldon has actually outplayed Moss and arguably looked better than Singletary in some of his snaps. So keep an eye on that situation. If TJ Yeldon starts to see his snap share tick up, that might be someone that we want to throw on the back of our bench. But for this week, I'm just believing in Singletary, and we'll see what comes of that. On the Jets side, Jamison Crowder is the only guy you can really trust at this point. Every time he plays the Jets, and assuming Sam Darnold is back, the last couple times he's played the Bills, he's had double-digit target share, and we saw him go off against them in week 1. Was pretty much the only good thing for the Jets in week 1, and that's what we're expecting to happen here again, even at home. We're not starting any of the runners here. Breshad Perriman had a couple of targets last week, but again, this is a tougher defense with the Bills, so there's really no one else that we like here. Now, Denzel Mims should be someone that you have to keep your radar on in deeper leagues. We could see him come on over the back half of the season and actually perform well. A lot of the rookie wide receivers have been pretty dominant up to this point. We haven't seen Mims yet, but we know from his athletic profile that he came in as one of the most athletic wide receivers in this year's draft class. 2nd round pick. Should see him come on at some point in the season. They need offensive weapons badly. So Mims comes back likely this week. Stash him on your bench if you can. See what happens over the course of the next couple of weeks. He could have a nice stretch of games down towards the end of the season. But yeah, we're not starting anyone else here. Bills should win this one pretty easily. I've got the Bills winning this one 31-13.